Welcome to this special conversation with two of the people who I always say know this subject the best in India. And it is with great sadness that we are talking about this particular case. It's not good for India. Asian Games here, we got news that Dutee Chand, our sprinter, Asian Games medalist, has tested positive. Dutee has on record to some Odisha media has denied getting any information, but here it is. I will show it closely. This is the National Anti-Doping Agency letter. It's an 11-page letter. It's issued on the 3rd of January, and it has all of the details. So the question of us making up or anybody making up a fake piece of paper does not arise. It says that the test was done. It gives all of the details, sample specific gravity, test result, etc., etc. So the two gentlemen on my show, they know it all. They've seen the documents. KP Mohan and G. Rajaraman. We've done shows before, but KP sir, start of the year, Dutee Chand testing positive, not the best news for India. Your first thoughts before I ask Raja.
Definitely, it is bad for India, bad for Indian athletics, bad for Indian sports. That such a leading sprinter like Dutee Chand has tested positive and in an out-of-competition test. At the same time, it also goes to show that the National Anti-Doping Agency has been functioning well, or rather functioning better than in the past. I keep discussing this aspect with Rajaraman quite often, and that shows the results do show that they are able to carry forward whatever they have been entrusted with the responsibility of anti-doping in this country by the World Anti-Doping Agency as well as several other international organizations. And maybe as you pointed out that at this point the athlete might say that she is yet to receive etc. etc. In due course of time, I think she will definitely receive the communication. Surely this is one of the biggest doping stories or doping incidents to have come through. Dutee Chand not being able to, she has been provisionally suspended with immediate effect. Not being able to sort of train and prepare herself is a big blow for Indian athletes.
And Raja, your first thoughts on this particular breaking story?
It is one of the saddest developments. You don't expect a leading sprinter like Dutee Chand to be involved in doping. We don't know yet. We'll have to wait for the whole process to be complete. But provisional suspension does indicate there has been an adverse analytical failure. And as KP sir pointed out, I think it is credit to the National Anti-Doping Agency for having conducted an out-of-competition test. To me, that is big, Boria. You will find tests in competition. Many people sometimes wash out the steroids or the prohibited substances from their system before they get to competition. But to catch them out of competition, I think that is where National Anti-Doping Agency deserves credit. I think the fact that there are more and more out of competition tests and positives emerging from that, I think it is telling us that India's war against doping is moving in the right direction. Of course, a lot of work needs to be done, but I think it is credit to the National Anti-Doping Agency this time.
Okay. KP sir, here is the document once again for our viewers. It has the time of the test, 5/12/2022, 8:55 a.m. in the morning. It's the National Anti-Doping Agency doping control form, which we have at this point. So if this does happen, I mean, we know that the adverse analytical finding has taken place, KP sir, what will happen? Is it a 4-year suspension that Dutee is looking at? What can happen to her?
The athlete is first charged, and that charging will take place when the procedures are completed. The next procedure for her will be the B sample test. In normal times, I think you would have expected B sample to be completed. Today, Dutee is being quoted that I'm not even aware. So I presume the B sample test is pending. Once the B sample test is done, a charge will be issued. I suppose the B sample will also come positive. There is only very rare cases. B sample is the same urine sample as the A sample. It is collected in the same beaker. It is split into two parts. One is put in what is called as A sample. The other is put in the B sample. B sample is only a legal formality because it has to be completed to give the athlete a chance to witness the testing part of it. He or she can be present at the particular laboratory to witness that. She won't be able to. Athletes are normally not supposed to know the intricacies of testing. So at least you can witness it. In case you can't, then a representative of yours can witness it. Most important part is breaking off the seal of that bottle. And once that part is done, then it is guaranteed that it is the athlete's sample that is being tested. Because the athlete has sealed that bottle and it is the athlete sample. Now, if that part
suppose the B sample also tests positive, what are we looking at?
That's what. Suppose the B sample also, and in 99.999% cases, the B sample will test positive. Yeah. So suppose the B sample also tests positive, then a charge is issued. Then the athlete is told that you can either accept the charge or you can contest it. In case you are contesting it, then you will appear before a particular what you call disciplinary panel, and we will let you know the rest of the proceedings as far as the panel hearings are concerned. Once the panel is constituted and the panel comes to a conclusion that there is no case and this has to be dismissed, it will dismiss it. Suppose the panel says that yes, you have violated, then the maximum punishment for this particular group of substances will be 4 years. Now, in case the athlete admits in advance that yes, I agree with your contention that I have tested positive, you may sanction me according to your rules and regulations. I am prepared to accept all the charges. In that case, there is a provision to reduce it by 1 year.
Raja, it also says, Dutee, just to say that she's denied it, it says second opinion was taken from an anti-doping laboratory in Tokyo, Japan. Sample also tested for ESAs. Your thoughts? How convincing is this? Can the B sample, does it give her even a slim opportunity? Or it's done deal, fait accompli, we are staring at an unfortunate ban for one of our best? Rajaraman, last question.
No ban is unfortunate. A ban for a doping offense has to be given, and there's nothing unfortunate about it, Boria. To answer your question, what Dutee has probably done is looked at the test report. She will then have to make that decision whether she's going to contest it or whether she accepts a 3-year ban that NADA can impose on her. It will be an agreed sanction. This is the standard procedure these days from the last year. Many Indian athletes have accepted 3-year sanctions and in the hope that they can come back and compete hard. I think in Dutee's case, it's going to be interesting to see what she does, what her legal advisors tell her to do. I think sane counsel will be to know that B sample also will test positive, because if the B sample tests negative, then the lab can lose its accreditation. It is a very, very rare instance, as KP sir pointed out. It is 99.999% sure that the B sample will also test positive for the same substances.
For the day, the breaking story is Dutee Chand has been caught doping or has tested positive for a banned substance. Bad news for India, good news for NADA, because they are showing a lot of proactiveness at the start of 2023. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. Mr. Mohan, as always, pleasure. And now you've become a pro as far as videos are concerned. Rajaraman, thank you very much for joining me. Look forward to many more, hopefully not about Indians, but many more, so that our listeners and myself can get educated and learn more. Thank you very much for joining me.